Go, go. All right, it is, I got 6:58, so if we want to start now, we can start now. Okay, Mary Kay?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order, and we don't have any alternates to seat, so we won't be able to do that. Are there any additions or changes in the order of the agenda?
Not by me.
Okay. Uh,
I
do we
can
have,
I sorry, 1 second.
yeah.
I do have a violation that's ongoing. I don't know
Oh,
where you guys want to put that in the agenda. But I just spoke with them this week, so I can update you on that.
okay, very good. Yeah, bring us up to date
Hmm.
at the end there, okay? Because I think you're on the last item.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
perfect.
with that house on 31 Sleepy Hollow, right?
I have that and then yeah, a
Yeah,
violation
and
as
you can
well.
mention the other one. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Any communications and correspondence? Nope. Okay. Audience of citizens. I see somebody by the name of Norm there.
I think Norm's here for the application later on, 8.4.
Oh, okay. That's on 8.4 then. Good. Okay, so let's get to the approval of the meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of May 5th, 2025?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, second, Mary seconded. Thank
Happy
you.
to second.
All in favor, raise your hand. So moved, okay. Uh, Item 6.2 is our special meeting, the site walk minutes of May 12th, 2025. Do I hear a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept those.
Okay, Ian, and
Sure.
second it?
Happy to
Okay,
second.
Mary, Ken, or either one. Okay. And finally, item 6.3, the special meeting
We need to vote on that one.
minutes of May 12th, 2025.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, John, we got to vote on that on the last.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. All in favor, raise your hand. On the last one. Okay. I'm going too fast here.
Take your time.
Down a little bit. Okay, item 6.3, the special meeting of May 12th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Where was I?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Ron, second. John, okay.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. So
Yeah.
moved. All right.
I was there. Yes.
So, under new business, we have the appointment of Savannah Kitchen as the Inland Wetlands Water Course Agent for the town of Columbia. So, that item that the town accepted our recommendation for the appoint uh, recommendation to appoint Savannah Kitchen as the IWCC agent for Columbia, and I guess the town agreed with that. So she is now part of our uh,
Team?
yeah, commission.
Yeah.
So I'd like to welcome her into the group, and she's here tonight.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for bringing me in.
and oh, she's also the current zoning enforcement agent too. So you got two jobs there.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, good for you. And on item 7.2, the appointment of John Guskowski as the Deputy Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Agent for the town of Columbia. That's on item 7.2. And the town accepted our recommendations to appoint him as the Deputy IWW agent for the town of Columbia, and he's not here tonight, but we would welcome him into the group also. He is also the town planner, so he's got a couple of jobs too. All right, let's get into the old business. This is for the application of Monica Majeski and David Fusco for the installation of a dock at 144 Route 87. And I guess they included, they have a dock over there. I think it's a big concrete dock as I remember it. And
Mhm.
I guess they have to demolish that and put up a new one. And I understand the new one is going to be smaller than the one they previously had. Mary, you can probably tell us a little bit about that because it's
Yeah, John, a little bit
out bailiwick.
different.
Yep.
Little bit different circumstance. They do have a very large concrete dock. At this moment in time, they believe they do not want to use it because it's in need of repair. There are cracks in that dock. So without permission, be it wetlands or LMAC, over a year ago, they just placed a new dock in. Now, based on their lake frontage, they are allowed a second dock. However, the second dock was too large, and the second dock, even if your frontage is over 100 feet, your lake frontage, it has to be within 200 square feet, and they were significantly over 200 square feet.
Mhm.
So they were quote unquote turned in and asked to apply to wetlands and to LMAC. LMAC, before LMAC met last month, Mrs. Majeski and her brother took out the old dock and put in a newer dock that complies with the 200 square feet without any applications.
Oh, okay.
LMAC still did not have an application last month. We finally got an application after our LMAC meeting. I went out and did a site visit. It is technically within 200 square feet. It's about 190 something square feet. It does have a T shape at the end that technically impedes by 3 feet on their neighbors. It's
Mm.
supposed to be 25 feet from their neighbors. It's 22 feet from their neighbors.
Yep.
And the neighbors have filed a concern that there's a safety issue with how they dock their boat going into the neighbor's swim area.
Mm.
So LMAC will be ruling tomorrow night. And as soon as I know, I'll let Savannah know for future meetings, which will be next month, as to what LMAC's decision will be. In my gut, I think the subcommittee, which I'm a part of, with Bob Millard and Jim Santos, will likely recommend that the dock be approved and be done with it. I don't think 3 feet is going to infringe that much on someone else's swimming area.
Okay.
There you have it.
I'll ask Savannah, did we get an application for that by any chance from the owner?
Yeah, this is in your packet. So this is
Thank you,
from
Savannah.
the application. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, it's all
So, all right.
twisty here. I had to change it so you can see the doc. But yep, we have an application. So this is their layout design.
And that's that little T shape. I don't think that 2 or 3 feet is going to risk. I think the letter from LMAC will say anything further, particularly any repairs to their huge, large concrete dock, will require wetlands as well as LMAC applications or fines will be applied.
Okay, so we won't make any decision on that until we figure out what's going on there. Okay, so we can update this after your group approves it and see where we are from there. Could,
You want to table it again, John, or?
yeah, let's table it again and wait and see how Mary's group.
I hope it'll be a done deal next month.
Good, okay.
You want a
And we'll
motion
get
to
into it.
table?
Yep, so let's have a motion to approve it.
Motion to table.
A motion, yeah,
I'll
okay.
second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Moved. Okay, good. Okay, the next one, item 8.2, application of USS Vineyard Solar LLC for site improvements associated with the construction of a ground-mounted solar array, I'm sorry, at 468 Route 87. And there was a site walk done on that on 414. Now, I think the applicant wants to table it until July, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I spoke to the applicant and they're coming up with new design specs.
yes,
There was some talk of doing a direct drill under the existing culvert as opposed to above, because I think from my understanding, there was some discussion that there wasn't enough room for them to do it above the culvert and have the necessary width of concrete above it. So
right.
that's where they're
Ian,
at. They'd rather wait.
I guess Ian was the expert on that, right, Ian?
Fortunately, yeah.
So hopefully they'll have more information and prints and things that we can look at to make sure that it's applicable. Okay, so do I hear a motion to hold it off until we
Let's
till
table it.
July? Okay, second? All in favor? Aye, okay.
Second,
Uh, Next item is the application of the Town of Columbia Department of Public Works to slip line a 48-inch corrugated metal pipe with a 42-inch snap tie HDPE pipe adjacent to 175 Old Willimantic Road.
Hmm.
Do we have any updates on that, Savannah, that you know of?
And no updates except that, well, it's similar to the Chesbro culvert that you approved. I think you
Right.
approved it in the May meeting.
Yeah.
And that the town is applying for funding to work on these projects. So
Okay, so
that's all
we
I-
can probably approve that as,
We did the site walk at that site.
yeah,
that's right.
right. Is there any, do we have a summary ruling for that? And so can we prove that?
Yeah, I do have one. here.
Okay, would you plan on reading it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You'll have to, so how do you typically have these read, or what would you like me to do? Like, which
Well,
part do you read in?
Just the
I'll put it up
changing
here.
yeah,
Just the way.
we
from
normally
the
don't,
standard.
yeah.
Standard stuff.
We don't,
Just the changes from standard.
yeah. And the first 6 items we kind of skip.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want me to read this top part and
Yeah,
then
go right by,
whatever's
that's
different?
standard. Start with item 7.
Okay. So not much has changed from what you've had in the past. Maintenance practices necessary to ensure proper functioning of erosion and sediment controls will be employed, including routine monitoring and removal of sediment and repairs if necessary. Controls need to be monitored prior to forecasted rain events, and after rain events of 3/4 inch or greater. The applicant, Town of Columbia, is assigned responsibility for implementing the erosion and sediment control plan. This responsibility includes the installation and maintenance of control measures, informing all parties engaged on the construction site of requirements and objectives of the plan, notifying the Inland Wetlands Commission office of any transfer of this responsibility, and conveying a copy of the erosion and sediment control plan if the title to the land is transferred.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the summary ruling?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
And we
second
approve
it.
it.
Second, John, okay, thank you. All in favor, raise your hand.
Yep.
So moved. Okay.
Cool.
Next item is IWWC 2425-18, the application of Norman Thibault Jr., PE of Killingly Engineering Associates for an expansion of a commercial sign business with 60 by 120 building addition. And we did go on a nice site walk for that, and I think everybody agreed that it was pretty straightforward. You want to give us any information on that, Savannah, or?
Yeah, I wasn't at this site walk, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I don't have a lot of information this meeting,
That's
but
okay.
in my review of the plans, I was looking that they had erosion control around their stockpiles, which they do. Erosion control around the back end of the site, which I think is sufficient because that's where the Hop River and the resource areas are. It's all within kind of an already established area that's being used, so I don't see really any
Okay.
issues with it.
Very good. So do we have a summary ruling for that?
We do, yes.
We do. Okay. How about reading it again?
Okay, done with 7.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pardon, sir.
So let's see. Special consideration is to be given to the company of the lake, which is designated under 1.6 of Columbia's wetland regulations as an area of special concern. Why did I leave that in? Because it's in the watershed. There must have been a reason. Maintenance practices necessary to ensure proper functioning of erosion and sediment controls will be employed, including routine monitoring and removal of sediment and repairs if necessary. Controls to be monitored prior to forecasted rain events and after rain events of 3/4 inch or greater. The applicant, Norman Tybalt, I think, Junior, PE of Killingly Engineering.
It's Tebow.
Tebow.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
Norman Tebow,
You're
Junior.
welcome.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
PE of Killingly Engineering Associates is assigned the responsibility for implementing the erosion and sediment control plan. This responsibility includes the installation and maintenance of control measures, informing all parties engaged on the construction site of the requirements and objectives of the plan, notifying the Inland Wetlands Commission Office of any transfer of this responsibility, and conveying a copy of the erosion and sediment control plan if the title of land is transferred. And then this is good for 2 years. In which case, I think if you come back before 2 years, we can talk about, if we need to extend it. But
Okay,
seems
very
sufficient.
good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do we have a motion to approve the summary
Mm.
rule? Okay, Mary.
I'll make that motion.
Second, John.
Yeah.
Okay, John seconds. All in favor, raise your hand.
All right.
So moved. Hooray. Okay.
Thank you.
Move it
We have an
along.
audience of citizens. Is there anything that Norm wants to say?
No, I think you pretty much stole all my thunder here. I was ready to probably make the best presentation of my life, and then
Good for
I,
you.
We met you, Norm.
yes, I was on the site walk
Yeah.
when you folks did the site walk. I just might add that we're replacing a good portion of the impervious area with pervious lawn and grass. We're also replacing some of the pavement with rooftop, which is considered a much cleaner runoff, and that's going to go directly to the water quality basin as well. So I think overall, with the reduction in impervious area in the stormwater treatment, I think this is a pretty nice project, and certainly a nice boon for the town as well.
Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, item number 10 is a commission open discussion. Do we have any open discussion? 10.1 is a review of the following of an application, but before we do that, anybody have any discussion that they want to talk about? If not, we will go into item 10.1 then. We have an application by Kevin Kotubi of Coughlin Service Corporation for the alteration and addition to an existing structure to add a that we just we had that already. Okay. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was
Yeah, this is
getting
more,
something mixed up. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Second
okay.
story on an existing foundation, and this is at 31 Sleepy
Oh,
Hollow
Sleepy.
Road. Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
I went by that area the other day, and I don't know. It looks like the house is a little bit closer to the lake than what was shown on the sketch that we received, but I could be
Mm.
wrong. But you want to bring us up to date on that, Savannah? Because
Sure.
one of the things we want to determine is should this be a uh, what am I going to say?
Administrative.
Ruling, or should it be application that we should be working on? So we'd like to determine that also and see how everybody feels about it, okay?
Yeah, so I did do a site visit to 31 Sleepy Hollow. As the zoning official, I also have to approve the nutrient allocation plan. So I went out in that capacity to see the site. The house is probably 125 feet from the high water line where it was the day I was there. So it is outside the 100-foot upland review, but obviously it's still within the 200 feet that would require your review. So they're not doing anything with the foundation. The foundation is staying, but they are demoing the house down to the first floor joists, and then they're going to rebuild with something new. I did approve the nutrient allocation plan. They're going to be diverting runoff to mulch beds, because we still require a nutrient allocation plan when any work is done on the site, even if they're not changing the footprint. So I did want to bring that to your attention that, there is going to be some diversion of runoff, which is nice because the site didn't previously have that.
Mhm.
I feel it could be an administrative approval, but not knowing you guys or how you want to work through it, I just wanted to ask on this one. It's kind of like a case study for me to see how you like to work through these things. So if it's something you think would need a full application, that's absolutely fine too. It's a lot of work, so you let me know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward because it's on the same foundation and the only thing they're doing is going up. So I would recommend an administration approval, but how does everybody else feel?
I agree, John.
Okay, everybody else agree? Why don't you raise your hands if you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just one quick question. This is on the lake, and I've always
Yeah,
been somewhat confused when it's on the lake. And I think I asked Isabel this a couple of months ago. Initially, when I joined wetlands, her conversation with me was anything on the lake should have the overview of the commission versus administrative approval. And I think maybe this is what has happened. She allowed administrative approval for a new garage on Erdoney Road last month. And my sense is as we grew more comfortable with Isabel, that we were allowing that type of thing. So I'm just not sure what exactly we do when it becomes lakefront. Initially, it was always be a site visit. And I don't think we're there in the last 2 years anyways, 2+ years that I've been on. So I defer to the group. It seems straightforward to me based on what Savannah said.
okay.
To build off what Mary's saying is like, have they said how they're logistically gonna build the addition? Because for argument's sake, if they tear up 50 feet from the foundation to the lake, just running equipment around making a mess.
Hmm.
Have they walked through any of that logistics of how they're planning on building it, or?
No, that's a very good question. The only thing they told me on site is they assured me that there would be no like vegetation that would be altered, but they didn't mention if that was temporary or permanent. So it is a
Savannah,
good question. Yeah, sorry.
I was out on our boat the other day. Is this the one where it's very overgrown and it's a white
Yes.
home? Okay.
Mhm.
They
It's
haven't
overgrown.
mowed
There's
the
a couple
lawn.
big trees in the front, and then the most beds are overgrown right now. It's
Yeah.
just weeds. Yeah.
Yeah, just needs to be cleaned up eventually. but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can still, with the administrative approval, require erosion controls, which I think we should,
Okay,
obviously. And
please do.
yeah, yeah, of course. So yeah, again, it's up to you. I can definitely ask the question how much disturbance there will be before moving forward with administrative approval. And if it sounds like it's gonna disturb a lot of land, come back to being a full application.
Okay.
I
So,
mean, that's, I'm good with it being administrative approval. It's just, I think
okay, yeah,
a couple key questions need to be asked before we.
okay. Yeah,
Sure.
so why don't we hold off on that until Savannah checks on the potential problem, if there is any. And if she sees nothing there, then we'll make it an administrative approval. Okay?
Yeah, I'd be curious, and I'll tell you why.
Mhm.
We have done a lot of work at 15 Sleepy Hollow with the storm pipe drain. I'd be curious to see where their stormwater drains are further down by 31 or 31 Sleepy Hollow. Because it's become a huge issue for some people on Sleepy Hollow that stormwater drainage is not going into stormwater drains and is going over their lands. I'm not sure this part of Sleepy Hollow is feeling that. Definitely.
Mary, I don't know if you saw, but there's a
Is that
drainage
it?
swale. Yeah,
Okay.
between these two properties, which I did inspect at the time, and it has been maintained pretty well.
It has been. Okay.
So the roof runoff is currently directed, they show it here,
Yeah.
down underground and into this swale.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I might
No
just
problem.
wander over there. I go over there almost every day anyways and just take a look, but
Sure.
cool. Thank you.
Yep, very good. Okay. So we'll wait till next meeting to do the approval. All right. Uh, that is it, everybody. What, now we need a, oh, no, we got administrative reports. Do you have any more, Savannah?
Yeah, so,
Okay, sorry about
no,
that.
that's okay. One ongoing violation is at 4 Sunny Slopes. There was some work by the resident on his seawall, so a portion of it was removed. I went out and talked to him. I received complaints from neighbors, so I went out and talked to him on site. He said that by his dock, he removed this large old planter that I think it was his mother-in-law had left. She owned the property prior. And the water started coming in and kind of flooding everything out, so he pulled out the rock. But he also pulled out some rock on the other side of his property. So he's just been kind of fiddling down there, and at first he told me it was minor repairs, but I went out and it was like at least 6 or 7 feet had been removed in total of
Wow.
seawall, like out maybe 3 foot on one side and like 2 feet on the other side.
Hmm.
So I told him, he needs to come forward and apply for a permit for any modification to his seawall. There was some speculation that sand was brought in, but I didn't see any evidence of that. It didn't look like he was creating a beach or anything. So he will be coming forward with the application post violation.
Very good.
And he'll need one as well for LMAC, but
Yes.
it's one of these after the fact things. I'm not sure what enforcement penalties,
I know.
can be applied, but
Yeah, the way I've worked with zoning is
Well,
that at least if they
you
come
should-
forward and permit it.
You'll have to pay a fee for whatever application he puts in, right?
okay,
That's a penalty.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So, anything else, Savannah?
No, that's
Okay, if not, I will accept a motion to adjourn. Who is
Holy
going
moly.
motion?
We've done this within 28 minutes.
Oh, really?
Your record.
That's John.
Ron, you make the motion.
I'll make the motion. That's not hard.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
All
Aye,
right.
aye.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Thank
good
you,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.
you.
Nice to catch
Yep.
up. Be well.
Okay.
Thanks, Savannah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
Welcome,
guys. Nice to
Savannah.
meet you all. Thank
And
you.